Hello students, so today's video is basically the last video for the algebra chapter because I don't want to stretch it further. We will start a new chapter, but we will come back to this chapter whenever I feel to for a follow-up. And if you are having any doubt, you are free, you are welcome to please ask me anytime. Okay, so basically today's class will be the summary of the all things that we have learned for this chapter algebra. So talking about the very basics, that is algebra, we are dealing with two major things. One is our variable. So first thing is our variables. So variables means alphabets. So they are alphabets. So that can be your X, A, B, I, J, whatever you like. That can be anything. Okay, etc. These alphabets represents number. So whenever we are imagining some number, we can take help of any of these alphabets. So X can have any value, Y can have any value, A can have any value. So they can represent any of the value of your choice. And something also you have come across, that those are called constants. So constants are basically the numbers, integers. Okay, so they are fixed numbers like 2, 3. So we know that 3 is 3. So it cannot have any other value. 3 means 3, 5 means 5. So they are not variables, they are constant because they don't vary. So these two things are the main things in the algebra that we used to deal with. Coming to the very basic part, that is addition. Now if we talk about addition, you know that these additions in algebra takes place like this. Like if you know that 3 plus 2 plus 3, we can write 5. But if we don't know the value of 3, we can still write 2 plus x. And it can be that x ka value is 3. Right? So this means that only x is 3. But instead of 3, we can write x also, if we mention that x is equal to 3. So in case of additions of algebraic term like x plus y plus x plus 2y plus 3x, so we have seen that the same variables adds up immediately, like x, and 3x. So we know that 3x means 3 x's are there. So coming to the very basic part of this thing, we have learned that 1x plus another x plus another x. So basically we can write in a simple manner 3 into x because we are adding 3 x's. So that means the shortcut is multiplication, and we can write 3 into x. So we can write this as 3x. We don't write that multiplication symbol. Instead, if we write 3x, that means it is addition of 3x's. So this 3x is already having 3 x's added up all together, and again we have another x here and another x here. So in total we have 3 plus 1, that is 4, plus 1, that is 5. So total 5x are being added up, and we can write them in the shortcut 5 into x, that is 5x, plus we have 2y added up here because it is 2 into y, that means 2y is being added up. So if we just talk about it, those who have not understood, for them, if we just think of it, y plus y, so we can write immediately 2 into y, because like if you know, let's say 5 into 5 plus 5, what we can write 5 into 2, that is 10, and we know that 5 plus 5 is also 10. So addition, so multiplication is the short form of addition. So in the same way we can write y plus y is equal to 2y, and already 2y is there, so like in 2y there are 2 y's added up all together, and there we have another y, so there are in total 3y. So what we do, we added up the same terms, right? So if we talk about this thing, that x is there plus x square is there plus x 3x is there, and there is another 2x square. So one thing you have to remember, that x square and x are not the same thing. X square is a different thing, x itself is a different thing. So what will be my next step? I will arrange all the x in one side, I will arrange all the x square in another side, and so this is 2x square plus x square. Okay, I have just rearranged, and now we know that there are 3x and there is 1x, so I have total 4x, and there are 2x squares added up all together and another x square, so I have total 3x square. So this is my final expression, I cannot do more about it. Okay, so these was basics of additions. Talking about the subtraction, we have seen that for subtraction we have learned little bit about our number system, that is the plus and minus of any number system. So before we go for the algebraic subtraction, I will just talk a little bit about the number system again. So in the number system, if we have like this, so that means what we have to do, I have to create a big line like this. I have to take the middle portion as my 0. So first talk about this one, minus 3. So minus means negative, means the left side, and positive means the right side. That you have to remember all the time. So as we know that at minus 3, so 3 jump in the left side, so 1, 2 and 3. So here we have minus 3 and we are standing here at minus 3. So this was our minus 1 and this was our minus 2, but I am standing here at minus 3. Now I have to go plus 5. Plus means I have to jump in the right hand side, because plus means right hand side. So 5 times I will jump, that means 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this is my plus 1 and this is my plus 2. So I will be finally at plus 2. So this result will give me plus 2. Okay. So if we talk about a little bit of like little bit of hard problems, so in that case we can do this thing again. Let me say that this time we have minus 5 plus 2 minus 3 plus 1 minus 3 again. So now what we have to do, again you create a line like this, you put a 0 here, you first we have plus minus 5, so that means left side, so 1 2 3 4 5, that is my minus 5. Then I will go plus 2, that is 2 step in the right side, so 1 2. So I am now here, so this is minus 4, so this is my minus 3 minus 2 minus 1. So I am now here at minus 3. Now minus 3, that is left side, again 3 jump, 1 2 3, that is I am now here at minus 6. Remember your last position always. Now I have plus 1, that means 1 jump in the right hand side, that is again I am at minus 5, and I have minus 3 again left side jump, so 1 2 3, so minus 7 and minus 8, so my final result is minus 8, so I can directly write here minus 8. So basically this is the way you have to jump. You have to remember the last position and you have to jump for the further. Right means plus, left means minus. That's it. Now talking about subtraction of our algebraic function, we have, let's say like this. So in this case you can see once your first job is to remove the bracket. So when we are removing the bracket, we also have learned that minus will become always when they are multiplying. Okay, when they are multiplying, remember this. Many of you have some doubt about it. When they are multiplying, they become plus. Minus and plus. Multiplication will become minus. Plus and minus will become minus, and plus is always our plus. Now you will tell me that, so where is the multiplication? Are you joking or what? No, I'm not joking. See, if you have minus this, so that means you have minus 1 multiplied with the whole term, because 1, we don't write 1 actually, we just remove it, but 1 is still there. So what we are basically doing, I am multiplying this 1 minus 1 with 2 also, and this minus 1 with 3x also. So it will be minus 2, because minus 1 into plus 2 is my minus 2, and minus 1 plus 3, that is my minus 3x. Now what is your next job? Your next job is to rearrange. So again you have plus 2 and then you have minus 2x. So these are alike terms and this is unlike terms, because this is not having any x with it. So what we have to do, we have to do the same thing. That is, this is my 0. First I have to go plus 2x, that is 2 jump. Then I have minus 3 jump in the left side, 1, 2 and 3, that is my minus 1. So in that case it is minus x, minus 2. So this is my answer, and this is the way you have to subtract. Okay, so moving to the next part, that is our multiplication. And to multiply, what we have to do, you have to remember that the first thing we have learned about powers, when you have variables, like when we add all the variables, the shortcut what we write 4 multiplied with x, that is 4x. But if you are multiplying x 4 times, then what will be the shortcut? So what we do, we write x and then we write that number, how many times you have multiplied. So x to the power 4, if you multiply x 4 times. And we have also seen that in this power, when we multiply power all together, so what we get, just hold on. Okay, so when we multiply power like this, x square and x cube. So x square means already I have 2x multiplied with each other, and x cube, that means I have 3x's multiplied with each other. So how many x's are in total? 5 x's. So I can directly write this. So actually it means that when you multiply the powers, the terms, the variables, same variables with power, the power adds up. So that's why 2 and 3 we are getting x to the power 5. That means we can say that this into this is equal to x to the power 2 plus 3, that is 5. So this is the consequences, this is the final consequences of our result. Okay, so in the similar manner we have also seen that when we are dividing the powers, basically what we are doing, we are writing like this. That means we have 3x multiplied upside and we have 2x multiplied downside. So I can cut all the x's. So I can write there is only one x in the upper hand side. So that means it's a 1. So I can write this instead that ultimately I am getting 3 minus 2, that is x to the power 1. So when we are dividing, the power gets subtracted. When we are multiplying, the power gets added up. Okay, one more example during this. If we have something like this, if we have x to the power 3 divided by x to the power 5, in that case we can see that x to the power 3 is upside, x to the power 5 is downside. X to the power 3 means there are 3 x's multiplied with each other, and x to the power 5 there are 5 x's multiplied with each other. So if we just cancel it out, we will be having 2 x's multiplied downside. So how to represent? If we write x to the power 2, that means there are 2 x's upside. But so I cannot write it like this. So what I write, instead of writing only 2, we write minus 2 to make it understand that I have written this. So instead of writing this 1 by x square, because there are 2 x's downside, I write x to the power minus 2. Okay, so whenever you are subtracting smaller by bigger, you will have a minus 1, means minus sign. Okay, coming to the next thing, that is why I was talking about the power, because if you talk about the multiplication, we have seen that to do multiplication we need this power knowledge also. So that means if I have like this, something like this, and I told you to simplify it, what you will do, you will write like this. So we know that all the multiplication like this, we have to multiply with all of the terms. So each of the terms we have to multiply. So x and x, so there are 2 x's being multiplied, so that is x square. X and 1, that is 1x. Now x plus x square, after rearranging, and you can write 2x plus x square. So that is basically you have to do. Okay, one more thing, one more time I will just go. If you have x, then you have 3 terms like 2 into a into x again. What you have to do, you have to multiply with 3 of the terms, that is x into 2, that is 2x, x into a, that is ax, x into x, that is x square, because 2x when multiplied become x square. Okay, now moving to the complicated one, when you will be having something like this. Okay, c plus d. In this kind of scenario, what you have to do? So basically in this case we use our rectangular method. So what we do usually, we write like this. So we have in the like the first one we have 2 terms, so I have made here 2 boxes, 1 2, and here also I have 2 terms, so I have made 2 boxes, 1 2. So I will just write the terms a, b, and here I will write those terms c and d. And now I will just multiply them individually. So C and A will become AC. C with B will become BC. A with D will become AD. And finally B and D, that will become BD. So then ultimately what I will do, I will just write all the terms all together. So AC plus BC plus AD plus BD. So that will be my result. Now coming to a little bit of complicated one. Let's say 2 minus 3x, and here we have 3 plus 2x minus 3x, and I want to just do it Okay, in this case, okay, this is, let's say, square also there. So this is the ultimate one. Okay, so here we have two terms, so I will make first like this. Okay, now two terms, so I will make two separations, 1 2. So the first term is my 2, the next term is my minus 3x. Here I have 1 2 and 3 terms, so I will have 3 separations, so 1 2 and 3. So the first term is 3, second term is plus 2x square, so 2x square, and the last term is minus 3x. So my job is done. I basically I will just multiply. So 2 and 3 are 6, 3 and minus 3x, that is, so this is plus 3 and this is minus 3x, so plus and minus is minus, 3 and 3 is 9, 3 is a 9 and x is there, 2 is there and 2x square is there, so plus, both are plus, so it will be plus only, it was also plus only, so 2 2s are 4 and we have x square with it. Then 2x square, that means this one and that one, so basically we will have plus and minus, that is minus 3 2s are 6, x square and one more x, so there are 3x being multiplied, so x to the power 3. Now this one, that is my 2 and 3, so plus 2 and minus 3, that is minus 3 2s are 6x, and the last one, this one and that one, so minus and minus, that is basically plus, 3 3s are 9, and we have also 1x here and another x here, so 2x being multiplied, that is our x square. So now what I have to do, just write all the numbers what you have got inside. So which number you will write? You will write the number this one, this one, this one, this one, this one and this one. Simple. So if we write all the numbers, what we will get? We will get plus 6 minus 9x plus 4x square minus 6x cube minus 6x plus 9x square. So that will be my answer, but I can still simplify it. So all the x I will write in the one side, so minus 6x, all x square I will write in together. So I'm writing down because there is no space, and alone x cube is there, so I will write it alone. So if I do it, you can do it by that jumping method. I am just doing it because I remember it how to do. So it will be 13x square. You can do and check I am correct or not. So that will be my final answer. So this was the basic like multiplication, and this one. Division is not that much important in this case, but somewhere if you find like this, if you have 2x and y, and downside if you have y 3y, or let's say you have downside 12y. So what you can do, you can split these terms. That means 2xy means 2 into x into y. 12 we can always write 6 into 2, and y is multiply also, so we can cut, and our final answer will be something like this. So this much we can do using we can do, okay, like using cancellation method. Okay, so these all were the like basics of algebra. And we also have learned how to build our equation, right? So let's talk about little bit of equation and expressions. So if I say that whatever money I'm having you have twice of that. So how to write that expression? Let's say I am having x amount of money. So let's say I have x amount of money. Okay, money. So you have twice of that. So that means how much you will have? You will be having twice. That means 2 into x. That is my 2x. And if I say that you have 5 more than twice, so you have to come from the last one. So if I say you like this, 5 more than twice of mine. So in that case, what you have to do, you have to come from the last. So see, twice of mine, that is 2x, 5 more than that. So that means 5 more than twice of my money. This much you are having. So this is the way of finding the expressions. Okay. And you know that when we do word problems, we have two things, like one is condition, one is reference value. So something that we write in the right hand side, that is our reference value, and something that we write in the left hand side, our expression. So if I say in this question only, if I say that whatever money I have, you have twice more, 5 more than twice of mine. And then you have, if I say also that you have 10 rupees, or like you have, say how much it should be, let's say 20 rupees, 25 rupees. Okay, so if I say also that you have 25 rupees, so one thing you can notice that I am telling two things about how much you are having. One, I am giving some hint how much you are having, that is my condition, and another one is the value itself. So what you can say that 5 plus 2x, that is the expression that tells you how much money you are having. Also that is, I told you, that should be equal to 25. So what I can write, I can always write that this 5 plus 2x that I have gotten with the help of my expression should be equal to 25. So these things are called equations, and you can find the value of the equations. How to find? Nothing is there means plus is there. So when some plus, like addition, goes in that side, in changes side, it becomes subtraction. So how much you will get? This is 20, and 2 is being multiplied with x here. So when 2 will change the side, it will become division. So basically I will be having 10. So now I know that how much money I was having. So basically this is the way of doing the word problems also. So this much was there in algebra. Don't do 2-3 things. Okay, 2-3 like things like don't add, like if you have x and 2x square, do not make these things equal to 2x cube. No, it is not correct, because x square and 2x, like x square, this term, and x are different terms. You cannot add them. But if you want to multiply x and x square, you can do so. So in that case you will be having x cube. Why? Because here 1 is there, and when multiplication is happening, the power adds up, so it will be 2x cube. But you cannot add them. Okay. Achha. Some more things like if you have 4xy minus 4x, you cannot do anything, because xy is a different thing, x is a different thing. You cannot add them, subtract them. But if somewhere you see like this, xy into 4x, you can multiply them. 4 4s are 16, you have 2x, so it is x square, because multiplication is there. Addition, so I can write 2x, but multiplication of 2x, that is x square, and y is also being multiplied, so this maths. But this case, like plus or minus, we cannot do because they are different variables, they are different terms itself. Okay, for simplification you must remove the bracket at first, that I have already told you. Acha. And use your Bodmas rule in this case. Multiplication, you use your rectangular method for like, so that it will be easier. For plus and minus, this addition and subtraction, you can use this jump method. And that's it for the algebra class. Like I want to just move on to the next class. So basically I will give you one assignment this time. Try to do those assignments, but I will send you tomorrow morning, because today I have to just manipulate it, make it short also, but mix of all of the questions also. So basically the class is this much for today, and if you have any doubt, any problem regarding algebra, do ask me. You have to practice that 501, that book what I have sent you, because it will help you in case of algebra. And see you in my next class.